Welcome back to A Positive Mind with TSED. I'm your host, TSED, the self-esteem Dr. Simone Alicia, and I know you know that because this is episode 5, and today we're going to talk about how to speak confidently. And I think there's a few tricks in here you may never, ever have heard before, so I'm so excited to sit back, relax, and get ready to get a positive mind with me.
I'm Simone, she's TSED. I'm Simone, she's TSED. I'm Simone, they call me TSED.
Like that.
I'm Simone, she's TSED. I'm Simone, she's TSED. I'm Simone, they call me TSED.
Like that. All right, guys, I hope you are ready because today I'm going to give you these 3 tips that you may have never heard ever in your life. And if you have, you never heard them like this. So let's do it. Tip number 1 to speaking with more confidence is ask better questions. I said what I said. Okay, I know it doesn't make sense yet. Okay, here we go. When we are thinking, we tend to ask ourselves questions, but we tend to ask ourselves horrible questions. Kind of like this. Why am I so dumb? What? Why don't I have any friends? I'll probably never have any confidence. You know that, right? Do you see what I'm saying now? When you're in the privacy of your own mind and you're asking yourself questions, you've got to set yourself up for success. That's the only way the words coming out of your mouth are going to actually sound confident. It starts with inside. So we're going to work from inside out, and that's when you're going to start to see your speech and your confidence skyrocket. So ask better questions. You can say something like, what was the thing I did last time when I was really successful? How is it that I maintained that great friendship way back in the day? How did I make new friends at my old school or my old job? You can ask yourself way better questions that'll help you to feel like you can succeed. That will actually give you answers that you want, get you the results that you need. So start there. Tool number 1, ask better questions. It's obvious if you're asking better questions. Tip number 2 is that you're going to get better answers. Well, let me explain. Tip number 2 is again about self-talk. How are you talking to yourself? And when you're asking better questions, you're going to have better things to say to yourself. Like, hey, how did I make that friend way back in the day? Well, actually, I was really confident that day. I walked up and just said hi. That self-talk actually helps you to possibly do that again, to duplicate the thing that worked, rather than just, struggling and burying yourself in the negativity or the things that are not working out. So when you do step 1 and you ask better questions, step 2 comes naturally because you're going to have better answers. And that feeds into the self-talk, the affirmations, the positive thinking, and all those things that help us to pump those beautiful, positive, happy chemicals throughout our body. Gotta get into that flow, honey. Okay. So we've done all the inside work, and we said we were going to work from the inside out, and we were actually going to speak with confidence. Hello. Okay. So in order to do that, I've got tip number 3 for you. And this comes really from the heart of neuro-linguistic programming. Okay, I'll write it down in the description so you know what that is, all right? But now this is the part where we've got to take action. So before we jump in, I want to pause here and give you some more information that you're going to find here in the description to help you. If you're saying to me, listen, self-esteem doctor, I can't just start asking better questions and thinking positive. My brain's a mess in here. I'm just running away with these crazy questions. Well, then I'm going to recommend that you get this journal called the Runaway Thoughts Journal, and you can get your runaway thoughts cleared out and make them like a runway. Very laser sharp, clear, beautiful thoughts, okay? I'm going to link that below. That's one of my favorite journals, so I want you to use it, all right? So I wanted to make sure I paused to let you know that that was a tool you could use. And then, of course, I'm always standing by that affirmation app. So please go ahead and use that step 2 part to practice those positive answers in the form of affirmations. It's amazing for your self-talk. Ooh. Okay. I've delayed enough. Let's get to step 3, neuro-linguistic. You remember what I said? Okay. So this is the part where we start to work on how these words sound when they're coming out of our mouths. Woo. So I'm going to talk to you about something called tonality. And there are 3 different things I want you to know from this. 1, When you speak and you have a certain tone in your voice, it actually affects the way someone receives the information. It affects the way you think of the information. So one is question tone. One way of thinking about that, one form of tonality is question tone. So when you're asking better questions, remember step one, you're going to use question tone. Am I going to be able to succeed like I did in the last thing? How did I make that friend last year? What was that thing I did when I won the award? You hear those question tones, question marks at the end? That's question tone. We do not want to use question tone when we're trying to make a statement. Got it? Sometimes we're trying to say something positive and we're just stuck in question tone. Ask the question. So what did I do to be successful last time? And then here comes the answer. I think it was when I wrote the paper. How are you answering a question with a question in your own head? You've got to switch out of question tone and you've got to speak in statement tone. Oh, I just gave it away. All right. And there's also one more. I'm actually going to skip statement tone for a second. 1 second. Command tone. Command tone is a tone that says command. It tells your brain, oh, that is serious and I need some results now. I don't know how old you are, but if you've ever seen those commercials back in the day that used to be like, and buy this product and call us now. They're using command tone to try to tell your brain, take action. This is real. Okay? I want you to practice command tone when you're answering those better questions that you're asking, when you're doing your affirmations in your head, when you're giving yourself hope and confidence and trying to prepare yourself for success. I want you to speak in ask the question in question tone and then answer it in command tone like this. How did I succeed at that thing last year? I worked all night. You get it? So you've got to answer that command tone. Tell your brain, I'm serious and this is how I succeeded and I can do it again. You're following along. Excellent. All right. Now, the one I skipped before is statement tone. And when we're talking most of the time, just in everyday life, we want to use statement tone. So when we're talking about using that step 3 where we're coming out and talking to other people and sounding more confident, we want to use a little bit more statement tone. And when necessary, we can use some command tone. So a regular conversation with someone you just met might sound like this. They'll say, what's your name? You're like, Simone? Well, are you sure your name's Simone? You just answered in question tone. Okay, let's try it again. What's your name? Question. Simone. Ooh, statement tone. Whew, I felt chills. Did you feel it? All right. And then if something gets serious, hey, I really need you to give me your paper so I can copy. I got a copy. No. Ooh, command tone. All right. So these are the 3 types of tonality I want you to remember. Question tone, statement tone, and command tone. Okay. You don't have to put that much bass in your voice, but do you guys see what I'm saying? So when it's time to speak confidently, you want to make sure you're aware of your tone. That's actually probably like the number 1 secret when we're talking about talking to someone else. But that internal work has to happen first. You've got to believe it first. You've got to start asking better questions. You can use question tone for that. You've got to give yourself good answers that come along with it that help set you up for success. And you can use command tone for that. And, affirmations, positive self-talk, command tone within, all right? And then when it comes to talking out loud to someone else, practice using statement tone. It helps you to sound more confident and sure about what you're saying. Command tone will be necessary sometimes, but you don't want to walk around in command tone all day long. My name is Simone. I'm here to pick up my homework. I have a test today. I have a meeting with the board today. That's going to be a lot. So we don't want to do that. But you do want to make sure you're aware of being in statement tone so you sound sure of yourself. Instead of talking like this and everyone wonders if maybe you don't know what you're talking about and then you're trying to make a statement, but it sounds like you're asking a bunch of questions. Right? Okay, the last one was a question. But anyway, do you see what I'm saying? And then here's a little cherry on top. You're going to work on your posture when you speak. If you can stand up or sit up nice and straight while you're using statement tone, oh, it's such a beautiful recipe for success, for speaking with confidence. Oh, I love it. And I'm going to share with you in the description one of my favorite classes called NLP modeling. So it's the neuro-linguistic programming with the modeling, because I'm modeling and demonstrating, but also I use a little bit of stuff from the runway from back in my model days. Oh, you want to see real pictures? Okay, fine. Go take a look at these. Right? Right? That was me. It was me, honey. Ah! Okay, focus. Now you've got the journal you can use for those runaway thoughts, so you can kind of clarify some of those crazy questions that are not helping you to be set up for success. And then you can go and also take the NLP modeling confidence class so you can feel so confident and strong and use all the tips that I have in there. I do talk about tonality and I do talk about posture. I talk about other things too that you're gonna love, but I'm not gonna give it away. Just click the link and check out the class, all right? So this is our beautiful episode today about 3 ways that you can speak more confidently. The first 2 ways start inside, because it always starts inside, because self-esteem is yourself and yourself is inside of you. You know what I'm saying? And then when we master that self, and we master that inner talk, we master those good questions and those good answers, then we're going to be able to talk and speak with confidence to anyone that we meet. You got this. Remember to tune in every single Sunday. We're going to have a new episode for you. Make sure you go back and catch up on all of previous episodes, because it's all going to work together to help you to have a positive mind with TSED.
I'm someone
Ciao for now.
she's TSED.